If you remember a couple months ago, I had mentioned that I was making a Sims 2 custom neighborhood called Rosewood, where I made my own custom map using SimCity 4 with new lots, new townies, new community lots, the whole 9 yards, making it as customized as possible without using any custom content. Well, I thought today would be a good time to re-adventure back into that world of The Sims 2. I've done a lot of neighborhood reviews in the past, and I uploaded one last week that I forgot how much enjoyment I got out of The Sims 2, especially going in and making my own neighborhood. Because essentially you only have one save file per neighborhood in The Sims 2. It's nothing like The Sims 3 or nothing like The Sims 4. So it's definitely going to take a lot longer for me to finish it and when I feel like I'm good and ready to release it. If I remember correctly, the last video that you all saw was me building a farmer's market in this neighborhood, and it's actually all the way over here. It's the farmer's market in Rosewood. I don't have a proper name for it. I always want to call it Rosewood Farmers Market, but since this is technically one sub area, and then the middle part is your own little sub area, and then up here is the woods essentially, I haven't really figured out how I want to separate each and every part of the hood. But for the most part, I deleted a few lots that weren't really necessary. I moved a lot of things around. I've added in more trees, some more I've added in some more trees, some more world decor that I felt made sense. And I did a few things off camera, just by myself. I actually went ahead and started building a little bit up here. I added in a strip mall that I thought was a good idea, just because in the little woodsy area, it's kind of secluded, very lonesome. Only one sim lives on this top of the hill of the hood, and there's a bunch of different community lots around it. But essentially, I wanted to make sure that it felt like a community, but less of a community, if that makes sense. But this is my Rosewood strip mall that I made just by myself, just for the fun of it. I didn't record it, but I wanted to show it off in this video. But what we have is a little grocery store over here that I thought made a lot of sense. And the way that I see this strip mall is that anyone and everyone can come up here, but if you are going to come up here, you're going to have to make a trip out of it. So I'm thinking of adding in a mini motel hotel, probably on this side or somewhere behind here. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do it, but I do want to add some type of recreational, bed and breakfast type of moment up here in the woods area. So you have your grocery store here, you have your games area over here, where you can either play your own video games or buy some new video games. If you need a cell phone, a MP3 player, or a gaming console, you can buy it over here. And then over here is your mini little small H&M store, and I actually added in the H&M logo sign to this, because in my eyes, we do have an H&M stuff pack in The Sims 2 officially, but I always thought, those stores were way too big, too luxurious, and it just didn't make any sense for small towns like this. So I thought they had little subsections, little stores in different locations, but they were a lot smaller and had less things, but they still had the H&M logo. So this is one of the H&M, stores in Rosewood. I'm thinking of adding in maybe one more that's a little bit bigger, but nothing too big. But you have your standard clothing store over here to check out and buy some clothes. You can also change and check out your Sims outfits in this area. And then you can check out here and probably buy some cologne if you want to. I try to make it as decorative as possible, but I'm also noticing too, with The Sims 2, there's a lot of limitations, but I think I want to make it as interesting as possible. I haven't really decided how I was going to design each and every lot. I just knew where I wanted things to be placed and how. I just didn't know what they were going to be. So I just been kind of going in and out of most of these little lots here and placing down some new object that I thought could make a lot of sense. And I feel most of the time when I go into building, I never really have a full-on plan, but I think for the most part, it's kind of all coming together as a whole, and it makes me so happy finally see something that I decided to do come to fruition. So yeah, like I said, the strip mall is over here. We'll have a library next door, a small little park across the way, and a little bar, and then possibly another diner. But I'm thinking of changing out the bar to a little mini motel hotel. So I'm gonna have to change the name of this. I'm going to call it just motel for now so I know what it is for later. Oh, there already is one. I'm going to call it the Jackson Motel. I don't know why. Maybe we'll have a sim named Jackson who lives over here. But what I'm thinking for this lot specifically, instead of for sale, it's going to be for rent. So I'm going to have like maybe either, I'm thinking 3 lots, 3 houses on one lot, or possibly doing a duplex situation where there's 2 houses on one lot, one on one side, one on the other side, but one is furnished and one is like more ready to move in. So that's what I'm thinking for this lot. And over here in the middle area of the Rosewood neighborhood is I have the first house already fully built. And then I have this little house right here that we're actually going to be working on today, because the idea is that this home is like a rentable home. The first floor is not fully furnished, but the top floor is fully furnished. So when I had made an apartment ages ago of a speed build that I will link down below, I just forgot that when you make an apartment in The Sims 2, most of the time the other apartments are fully, completely dark until someone actually moves in. Either I did something wrong because the first floor of that apartment was completely blank. There was nothing in any of the apartments that I had furnished. But I think personally, I've learned the errors of my ways. So I'm going to just kind of leave this the way it is, but I will do the layout so you know what to expect. And then the upstairs will just be like another apartment. How am I going to do this is I'm going to go ahead and delete these walls right here and then delete this wall right here. So since this is technically the back balcony for the first floor, and this is the first door right here, I'm going to go ahead and do this right here for the entry area. And then I think I'm going to also do like a little bathroom section over here, make it a hallway. So we're going to probably cut this out just a tidbit, make it this long. And then this could be like the whole living room kind of situation. But what I could is also like kind of open it up just a little bit more like this, because I'm learning that if I close everything up, it'll kind of be too claustrophobic and like not the best. I will add like a small little bump out here, because I might add in like a little bookcase on this side or something. I won't furnish the first floor. The second floor will just be what we'll furnish today, but I want to kind of pan out what I want to do. I think I'll also do something like this too. Because if the fireplace goes right here, then we'll be okay. Because if we go over here to the fireplace section, we can actually take this. Let me add in some lights because I can barely see a single thing. Let's add some lights so we can see at least something with our 2 little eyes. Yeah, so if I add a fireplace right here, I think that would be a good little section to probably add a TV up top, maybe like add some plants on both sides, or you could probably add in like a bookshelf on both sides if you wanted to do it that way. Most likely this sim is going to have to not share a bathroom, but like they'll have their own bathroom. This will be the hallway bathroom for any sim that will come by and visit, if they visit, and then we'll have them have this bathroom over here. So let me add in some lights in here. And I think I'll just go and like I'll fully furnish the bathrooms and most likely the kitchen. So then that way it feels like it's something there and we know what room is what. So we'll have the toilet here. We'll have the shower tub combo right here. And then the sink will also go right there. What I'm noticing about The Sims 2 is that there's so much stuff in this game that I've either have not noticed or just literally did not want to use. 9 times out of 10, it's most of the stuff that I just don't remember seeing, and it's been there the entire time. I'm like, wait, when was this a thing? Because a neighborhood video that I posted last week called Raven Creek, there was stuff from Mansion and Garden stuff that I never used, and I just forgot about it. Like, I don't remember seeing any of this stuff in my Build and Buy catalog. Even though it's been there for a very long time, since the dawn of time, I just kind of forgot that it existed. So it's making me go back and realize that I probably should branch out a little bit more, build and buy objects and possibly like interactions that I probably haven't used in like a very long time. So I'm experimenting with a lot of my styles of building, and I might try out some mansion and garden stuff maybe in this build, but I also might not and just use some of the stuff from the Apartment Life pack, because that one's a really nice pack if I do say so myself. I'm gonna have to add in some type of like window because I did not incorporate any windows when I first initially built this. So I'm gonna add in, yeah, let's add in some windows so we could actually know where to put everything. So we'll put a window here, one window here. This is a bedroom. We'll put 2 windows here. We'll have a sliding glass door there. And then we'll add in 2 windows here, one window here. I think adding one on the side is fine. And then adding one here will be good. And do I want to add one in the front? I think adding one in the front is not needed, but I think adding one right here is okay. Then again, it's in the front, but maybe we can do it like that. And these are sheer glass windows, and they're not custom content. When was this added into the game? Has this been in the game the entire time and I just didn't know? The Sims 2. What do you mean? What do you mean? It's been in this game for how long? And I guess if this is the whole kitchen, we can make do. So we'll do it like that. And since the Sims 2 doesn't really have any cabinets, we only have counters, we're also gonna have to make do with the wall space up above. So let's go to the kitchen category and let's place down some of these basic counters right here. These are one of my favorite counters to use in The Sims 2. I do not know why. I think because the quality of them look really nice to me, so I end up using them quite a bit. Almost every single time I build a kitchen, I'm always using these just because they look good and they never go out of style. So personally, I love them counters. Cabinets though, non-existent. But people have made custom content for it, so it kind of makes a win-win scenario if you think about it. So since we don't really want to have a dining room in this area, we could just add the dining room over here. But then I'm thinking, if it's only one Sim living here, do they really need all that space? Realistically, no, they do not. But let's add in the sliding glass door right here, smack dab in the middle. We're going to replace this middle part with a stove and then most likely place this right here with a fridge. So let's go ahead and add in our lovely, lovely kitchen and bath stuff. Fridge over here. I don't think we got a stove. Oh, no, we did. I'm like, did we get a stove with this one? I don't remember, but we did. We'll add the stove right over here in like a black color so it matches that. So we know what the kitchen is. This will be the living room. This could be like maybe a study room, workout room, whatever we really want with it. It could be something completely different, or it could be a dining room. It's up to you. But let's go back to this wallpaper situation because I cannot have this place being empty. So we will add in this blue wallpaper. It looks very tacky, but you know, in a way, it's like your first apartment. You can change your wallpaper how you want, but once you move out, repaint it, please. Or you don't get your deposit back. You know, that's just how life works these days, which is so sad. But let's do this. Maybe we go with the green. Oh, wait, no. We'll go with this wallpaper. It's my favorite wallpaper. I really do not branch out in my little decoration realm of things for The Sims, especially with The Sims 2. It's like, I like what I like and I'll go with what I know. And then hope for the best that it pans out well. And if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it will pan out. Trust me. So we'll add in that. We'll add in this archway here. I might go with the same wallpaper throughout this apartment right here. The bedroom, I'm going to go with like more of a, ooh, that's a pukey brown color. We'll go with this one. This looks kind of nice. Very, you know, smart, you know, extra. Good extra. Not the bad extra, because bad extra is just not good. So we will do that. And then for the outside, I don't really know if I want to make the bottom part just completely like white all the way through and then have the upstairs be like more of a green. See, if I do that, the doors do not match at all. So I could go with like a tan. You know, I might go with that because the house across the way is fully white and I kind of want to have a little bit of a color pizzazz to this general area because there is going to be like a little park on the side and I think a few other houses. I do want to add a few more little trees, possibly like right here, some other like street decorations to the neighborhood at least. So we'll do that. Now that we have the first floor done, we can now work on the upstairs, which is good. So I want to do the same layout, but I kind of want to do a different layout. Just going to keep in mind that this fireplace is here and that's kind of standard for the living room because I don't really see a Sim having a fireplace in their bedroom. No Sim is ever smart to have anything flammable in their room. If they do, they must be, I don't know, Bella God, who does not exist in The Sims 2 right now, especially because she got abducted by an alien because of Don Lothario. So we are going to do this. Let's do a little swoopy soup right here. This will be the entry area. This will be a bathroom, small hallway bathroom. And then windows right here. So I could actually extend this to be like right here. So we have some light coming through. There will be a window on the side, but I want to have at least two in the entry area. This could be like a little mini hallway closet situation. So bathroom, closet, entry. And then this could be like another little subsection to a hallway, or I can make this hallway just a tad bit bigger. Make this part, I can make this like an office. I think I might make that an office. Make this hallway look a little bit bigger like that. This could be, yeah, this could be an office. This definitely can be like a small little kitchen. This part over here in the front, this will be a bedroom for sure. And then we can just make this how it should be, which is a living room. But I'm gonna make the kitchen just a little bit bigger too. Just a little bit. There we go. So they don't have a lot of space, but they have space. But it's gonna be like technically a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house. But I think what I also want to do is probably make this a little bathroom with a little like walk-in closet. Because in the downstairs, we have room, because this is technically this is a 3x2. And if I do this up here, this is a 3x2. So I can squeeze in, realistically, I could squeeze in all the things that I want. Like, what if I do this? Have this here and have that there. So I'm thinking, what if I put the toilet here and then I add the sink right here? And then we do a standard like basic shower. I was like, where can it go? Well, we'll do a standard basic shower like right here. Because then what I can do is I can squeeze in this closet right here that has a mirror right there. So the bathroom's a lot smaller, but we at least can squeeze in our wardrobe. Because realistically, if I'm going to put in like a dresser into this, it's going to add into the space and it's going to make me like figure out how can I like, make it work. So doing this way makes a lot more sense to me. And the bedroom being a lot smaller is like fine because it's only one sim living here realistically. I don't really know what job they want to have. I have contemplated back and forth with the idea because we have so many careers in The Sims 2. I was thinking the sim, like I said, was going to join the oceanography career. And with the oceanography career, there's a lot of things you can technically do with it, but I personally haven't gone through with it. I've only done like maybe like one level of that career was one sim, and then I just kind of forgot that it existed. So yeah, basically I haven't really done much with the oceanography career because I realized it came with the Sims 2 free time. And the Sims 2 free time is one of those packs that gave me all the joy that I needed in the Sims 2. I mean, it gave us a lot of different activities for our Sims to do. It made the summer seasons a lot more exciting. It gave us a fixer-upper car that we personally have never had up until like I guess the Sims 3 and not Sims 4. But we got the fixer-upper car, and with that fixer-upper car we could like fix it up and then repair it and then either like sell it for simoleons or keep it for ourselves. Personally, when free time came out, what I loved so much about it is that I would use that fixer-upper car because it was the only thing that was so cheap that my Sims could afford at the time. And then, of course, utilize it to either use or sell. But I would always buy multiple fixer-upper cars. And then I would simply just fix it up, make a car dealership with The Sims 2 open for business. Every single time. I was basically the sleazy car salesman of the Sims 2 like community, like in my own game. I would just sell random fixer-upper cars that I would fix up myself. Sure, they all look like Ferraris because back then that's kind of really what was popular. But I would always like fix them up and then I would sell them for profit and then I would restock it with like the same old little car that I fixed up before and then kind of just go from there. It worked out very well, but then it got very mundane and I was like, okay, what else can we really do? And then I realized with all of the, free time stuff, we got hobby enthusiasms. Every hobby has their own secret lot. And I deeply loved the secret lots that we got with the Sims 2 free time. I always did like the arts and craft. I always did like the music hobby enthusiasm. I want to try and do like a super sim challenge type of thing in the Sims 2 where I try and complete the entirety of the hobby enthusiasms to get all of the cards, because each hobby enthusiasm, once I think you get to like level 4, I'm pretty sure, you get the opportunity to get yourself a membership card. A sim will come by to your house and give you like a membership card to come to the secret lot that's like only the good people can come by. So you're like, oh my gosh, an exclusive club, say less. I'm right. Oh, I'm on my way there. So I always did that. And we do have a ballet bar in The Sims 2. And I always liked my Sims doing like dancing. And I kind of want to add a ballet bar to this house, but where am I going to put that? In this small rinky-dink house? I don't think so. But I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Have you ever really utilized like the full capacity of free time? Because it gave us ballet. It gave us like these stationary bikes. If I go to my collections tab and go to, I believe there's a free time collection. Yeah, here it is. Sims 2 free time. All of these build and buy objects and wallpaper and flooring. Stunning. Absolutely wonderful. And I actually want to utilize most of the stuff in this apartment today because it's like the sim is going to be a part of the oceanography career, and that is a career that came with the Sims 2 free time. And what I've also noticed, one of the highest paying careers with free time. And so I want to try and utilize as much of free time as I possibly can. So then that way we kind of get the bang for our buck around here. So we'll add this over here. But yeah, let me know in the comments below, what was your favorite thing about the Sims 2 free time? Was it the careers? Was it the hobby enthusiasms? Was it, I don't know, all the things you could possibly think of? Like, what was your thing that said, yeah, this pack is definitely for me. I need to have this in my game. I want to experience it and just have it for the rest of my life. For me, it literally was just all the activities and the hobby enthusiasms that we had, and that's what sold me. Every sim felt more alive when they had something to do each day, whether it was pottery, sewing, ballet, whatever it was, they had it all. And speaking on the topic of pottery and sewing, I loved pottery. I never learned how to do it myself growing up, but I always loved the idea of pottery. Because like you got messy, you got to make creative things, and it was just exciting to do something different other than like the mundane stuff you would do day to day in school. But I like the idea of like having pottery in The Sims 2, because with free time, you get hobby, you get talent badges. That's what it is. You get talent badges, and each talent badge that you get, bronze, silver, and gold, the higher you go, the more things you can unlock and the more things your Sims can do. And here it is, pottery. I'm gonna, can I add pottery over here? I could. You know what? Maybe I did. Let's do that there. Because with pottery, when you get higher in your talent badge, because it's not a skill, it's a talent badge, the higher you go, the more little pottery things that you can craft. Same thing with sewing. Sewing in The Sims 2, I think, was one of the best things ever to exist in this game because, like I said, the higher your talent badge is, the more things you can create. So I believe if you have like a silver talent badge in The Sims 2 for sewing, you could sew your own clothing and you could like make custom designs with your clothing, and it just got more advanced the more you did it. And I felt so excited to always go ahead and like open up my game and like make all these like really cool like objects or all these different clothing for my Sims to wear. Like every single time I would open up The Sims 2, I would make new clothing because my Sims were broke. They were dirt cheap poor. They could not afford a single thing. Every single Sims 2 outfit was 200 simoleons each. I don't know who on the Sims team thought it was a good idea to make that pricing the way it was, because that was pricey. Because one, your Sims earn simoleons per day and not per hour. So it was definitely a lot harder to earn money in The Sims 2 day to day, but then also make friends day to day. Because in order to get promoted in The Sims 2, you would need to have friends to get promoted based on like what career it was and like what level you were on, but you would need friends to get promoted mostly in The Sims 2. And I found that downright funny because I'm like, all my Sims were introverts and very anxiety driven. So they were like, outside friends? I don't think so. So they always felt nervous about the idea of doing it. And so I never really had the opportunity to fully experience all that I wanted to do with free time. So maybe I will do like a small little playthrough of experiencing free time again for the first time in forever and actually properly playing it through. Yeah, let's add this right here. I think that'd be kind of cute. Maybe we'll even add in, what's this? Oh, that's for a community lot. This is the fixer-upper car that I was mentioning. You would get this car. It doesn't cost your Sims a lot, 800 simoleons for one little broken down fixer-upper car. Fix it up, and I think the most that you get out of it is like maybe over like I want to say 8,000 simoleons, but I honestly cannot fully remember exactly how much you would get out of it, but I know it was quite pricey on the amount that you would get out of it. So what if I do actually No, I think, yeah, I'll leave the flooring the way it is, and I'll also leave the wallpaper as it is too, because I think that looks pretty okay. Since this kitchen's kind of small, we'll kind of just go with what we know, and we'll go with like that. There we go. So there we go, and this will be also a dining room at the same time, so we'll have a table. Actually, I'm going to take this table up here and put you kind of like right there, smack dab in the middle. We'll use the same counters up here, so then we know where things are being placed as they should be. We'll have one right here. We'll remove the middle one and we'll remove this one. We'll have a fridge here. So yeah, let's add in the same fridge we had downstairs and then the same stove up here. We do have a range hood that we actually can technically use that gives it a little bit more kitchen-y like kind of pizzazz that we need out of here. If I can find that little, here it is. Let's add this range hood, the only one that we actually realistically have in The Sims 2, to both parts, so it feels a little bit more complete. And then we do also have some wall decor, like some oven mitts and like some spices that we can add to the wall to make it look more decorative. There's like a country style like catalog in this section over here. So if we go over to, I think, what is it? Where is it at? Yeah, country collection. There is like some kitchen appliances that we can technically use. So I will do it that way. Why is that clipping like that? It's a little bit odd. What if I'm going to do Control F again so that we have a little bit more control of where we can place it. We'll place that right there. And then we also can add these. Ooh, yes, let's add those. We'll raise off the ground like so. I'm using a mod that allows me to basically raise and lower things, anything off of the ground like we can do in The Sims 4. I'll link that mod down below. I might as well just do like a mod showcase video of things that I use like time and time again in The Sims 2, because there's a lot of build and buy features that most people just don't know that I would love to like share. So I'm gonna have to make a video about that probably after I get back from TwitchCon. So I'll just do that when I get back. So we'll have that here. That is actually so high. Yikes. Okay, let's lower that just a little bit. Maybe like by 2 notches, yeah. Nope, just by 1. Just 1 more. Okay, that actually looks a lot better. Yeah, we'll just have to lower it just like by 1 notch. There we go. So that looks a little bit more put together. I don't want to type in the like that elongated sheet where you can like freely place wherever thing you want just yet. I don't think I want to do that, because if I type it in, it's full prop, snap objects to grid, false. It's not a long sheet, but it's like a hassle to type it in all the time. But if I turn that on, I can like basically move my objects wherever I want, however I want, which is a nice thing. So you know what? I might just do that. Let me just do that, because then I can freely place things wherever I want now without any like control. But I also need to have at least some structure. So if I place this here, well, actually just raise it up off of the ground. Now, let's figure out this living room situation, because this is where it's going to get a little bit tricky. I can add in 1 armchair here, and then I can add in, ooh, where's that one? I can add this chair right here. I do want a TV, because the Sim will watch TV pretty much 9 times out of their day once they're done with work. So we'll have a TV right up there. And I did say I wanted to have the bookcases along this wall right here. So I'll move the race car thing on this wall, and I will place down the bookcases that I want right there. Because if I was going to add the bookcases over here, it would technically be blocking the windows. And I think too close to the fireplace, it'll be a little bit too flammable for my liking, and my Sims are too broke for that. So we'll leave it like that. I do want to have the stationary bike, and I might include that outside in the back area just to be safe. We don't technically have yoga in The Sims 2, but that's okay. Little workout equipment doesn't hurt anybody. And I do have some plants that I really like using, or just one singular plant that I like using, which is technically just this plant. I like that plant a lot. It's my standard favorite. And no, I have a phone right here. I could actually put the phone right here if I wanted to, which will make it feel a lot more put together. And then I can actually add in, ooh, where is Ivy? What if I do, what if what if I'm leaving it? I was like, what if I add some ivy on the wall? Well, we can just say it's faux ivy. It's not real. It's just fake. It adds decor. It adds decor to the home. It brings it all together. Ooh, not the aliens. Okay. So yeah, it adds a little pizzazz to it. It doesn't ever hurt nobody. Unless you're playing The Sims 4 for rent where it has mold and then it acts funky. So what if I do this? If I move this up like that, like just scoot everything up. It's a little bit more closer than to my liking, but I think it kind of gets the point across. And I do something like that because then you'll have more space to do whatever you want on this side. I want to add in a light because normally what I usually do in most of my builds, at least when I'm playing the game by myself, is I'll turn off all the lights and then usually just have like one light in one room just to light the whole room. Because there's this one YouTuber, I think his name is Eric on YouTube. He's primarily known for a lot of interior design, and I really like the calmness of his videos and just the way it's like all structured and laid out. So I think what would be really cool is just having like one singular light in the household, because if you delete all these lights basically and just have the one light lighting up the room, it feels nice. Like when you look at it, it's like, okay, it's kind of dark. It's kind of like, I don't like the darkness, but I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It just feels calmer when you have less light in your home. But I think also having all this light right here is not too bad. So the room itself feels put together, but also kind of meh at the same time. Let's move this down a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Boom. Good. So this will be what it will be. I do need to add in some posters onto the wall to kind of fill in those gaps that it's missing. So maybe we'll have like a little poster like that reminds him of like downtown, the city, and like some other little bits and bobs that he's collected over his years as he's been traveling around the world through ocean by ocean. And I would think that the sim, like what I want to do, because the way this neighborhood is going to work is that there aren't any like custom notifications that I'll have, but there will be a lot of like customizing of like relationships, memories, all the things. And I can do a lot of that already now with the worlds I'm already playing with. And I think I can give him like a preset amount of memories already set in stone so he doesn't feel like he's like lacklustered. And I can give him like a preset degree already off the bat, skills, badges, the whole 9 yard. And there's a person on YouTube called Alex Art that I've been following for a very long time, and also the Tea Attic on YouTube. They primarily only play The Sims 2. They have played the other Sims games, of course, but they primarily post a lot of The Sims 2. And I love The Sims 2. I religiously play this game. I don't post it all the time, but I religiously play this game quite a bit. And I'm still learning so much about this game that I did not know when I was little, because I only played a certain way and I only played that way for the longest time. So I'm now like older and I'm learning like, oh, I didn't know this was a thing. I didn't know this, you could do this. And now like I've been making videos about The Sims since I was like 14. Since 2011, I used to make like Sims 2 machinima videos back in the day. I don't do it anymore because it was very tedious and time consuming. But the community of the Sims 2 community is still alive and thriving. People still make machinimas, which is basically like making films in the Sims 2. I don't know why it's called machinima, but we grabbed the name and we stuck with it pretty much since the dawn of the Sims 2. But I feel like with the Sims 2 community, it's so lovely, so wholesome, so kind, and they're always welcoming like new people into the community. This game has brought in so many new creative mindsets, modders, talented people. Like if it wasn't for The Sims, I feel like I would not be where I am today. Like creative wise, I feel like I wouldn't. Like I've always wanted to become a director, some type of creative, and like tell my own stories and be able to share them with the world. And that's kind of where I kind of got my start with like The Sims 2 and making machinimas. And I kind of want to get back into it, but I don't know how I'm going to start with it, you know? Because back when I first started Lore Time, back when I first started, YouTube, like back in 2011, I made Sims 2 machinima videos, short films, films in The Sims 2, whether they were voiceover, subtitles, whatever they were. And I just remember having the best time doing it. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna delete this house. But I always had like the best time doing those machinimas. Sure, they were kind of a little sad and depresso. And sure, most of the stuff that I did on that YouTube channel were very collaborative, where I had somebody else film. And it was like more of a collaborative channel that I created just on a whim. There was a series that I created with one person a long time ago. It was called Remember Me. And there was two characters named Autumn and Tyler. And it was like one of those standard teenage pregnancy type stories that a lot of people created back in the Sims 2 days. And I was one of those people. I made one of those things. And I just remember having the best time, like collaborating with that person and creating that story and those Sims and like how much they've evolved over the years. And at one point, we started making a book about those characters, like where would they be now after high school and all these other intricate things. I think their YouTube name was called like The Green Dinosaur something. If you know, you know. And I guess in this corner, since we do have a pet, I'm going to add in a pet bed into this, which I gotta go to the right category because they're always separate. So we'll add in a pet bed like right here. A fun little thing that you should know about The Sims 2 and pets is that if you have like a pet bed and you have a toddler in your household, if the toddler is like feeling sleepy, they can either sleep in a crib as per usual, or they can sleep in a pet bed. But also if they're hungry, they will literally eat out of a pet bowl straight off the bat. They will literally do that and be perfectly fine. I'm like, why are you eating dog food? Don't eat that. Why are you eating cat food? Don't do that. But they will do anything. Those toddlers are absolutely wild. So you got to be careful about them Sim kids. You never really know what to expect from them until it's ultimately too late, because then what I want to incorporate is like a small little hangout area, like right there. Nothing too big, nothing too fancy, just something to kind of keep the space whole and wholesome. So we'll add in a grill. We'll add in that grill, the basic grill, like right here. It looks like it's a part of this apartment complex, but realistically it isn't. So if I do delete that and just add in this one right there, and then adding in a bunch of different tables and chairs to kind of fill in those gaps, I will be fine with that. Because once I change the lot zoning from like residential to apartment base, then this mailbox would be a lot more different and a lot more bigger. So it would have to be moved over here onto the side. And they have their own trash bins, so we can have them have their own like that. So I'll add this here like so. I'll move this into the middle. Yeah, I'll move the grill into the middle like that. So they have all their seating here. And maybe I could squeeze in like a little bench for this sim or whoever wants to sit by, they can right there. And everything else seems like I don't need it, but I'm just like, what else can I add to a house? What else can do to make it look more pizzazz-like? Oh, technically what I want to do and what I need to do actually is make sure the little pieces of the wallpaper align with the entirety of the build, because what I'm noticing, what I've been needing to do is add in these different sections of the wall so it looks like there's some separation throughout the entire thing rather than like it's just here. You know, just kind of seeing what I can do. Okay, so I think I'm completely done with this entire build. I'm pretty proud on how I did the outside. I made sure to add in some more little flowers in the front, so if your Sims want to sniff the flowers, they can. I also made sure to add in all of these little side paneling things throughout the entirety of the build, so it looks at least there's some detail to it. I could have added a lot more, but I think I wanted to be safe for this build rather than kind of going willy-nilly crazy, but it adds to the story of Rosewood, of what I want to create, and also the sim that's going to live here on the second floor. They just graduated university. They have a biology degree. They joined the oceanography career. So they have a lot working for them. It's a 2-bedroom, or I guess technically, yeah, a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment. Nice open floor plan throughout the entirety of the build. The first floor is completely unfurnished, but it's like ready to move in. So you have like your kitchen and your 2 bathrooms fully decked out. It's a 1-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom apartment, and everything else is open floor plan, so you have a lot of room to play around with. You have your balcony on the first floor and then your balcony on the second floor with your stationary bike, and also your seating in the front where you can have all of your community gatherings of like grills and whatever you want to do. You'll have your own landlord, so they'll be able to do all the trimming of the hedges for you with no issue. But either way, I think this is where I'm going to end it off for today. Let me know in the comments below of what you thought of today's build, especially if you want to see more of Rosewood, like progress updates, where we like check out the new builds, place down some new houses, even build some new houses, and probably make some Sims along the way. Let me know if you want to see that, because I will do that for sure. But of course, as always, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Listen to my podcast wherever you get your podcasts, because episode 2 of Hello Spring just dropped this past Tuesday with Nard Villain. So if you haven't listened to the episode, definitely do so if you haven't. But as always, I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you all next time. Bye!